Hi everyone, welcome to Fulfillment Here Now, videos designed to help you live a more exciting and fulfilling life. So, is there something in your life right now that you really would love to do, or do you have a vision maybe in your mind of the person who you really would love to become, but find that you're holding back? Well, if you're someone like me and your sense of identity has been linked for most or all of your life to your accomplishments, your track record of achievements, then my hunch is that one thing that's really holding you back from doing the thing that you love or becoming the person who you yearn to be is the fear that you're not going to do it right the first time. And look, I totally understand the fear. I feel it too. But what I'm way more concerned about is what waiting to be ready is costing you. Because I can tell you what it's cost me. And here's a story. So, for those of you who don't already know, I've gotten really into mythology over the last few years and really looking at the power of these ancient stories to help us better understand ourselves and what it is that we're going through. And the first time I heard a story a few years ago told in this way, it completely changed my life, and I realized that this is something that I also want to offer other people. And so, recognizing that this is something that I wanted to start doing to become a storyteller, here's what I did. First, I went online and downloaded over 150 podcasts from the archive of Michael Meade, who is a contemporary mythologist and storyteller, and began going through them, taking really copious notes, learning stories, but also about how to tell stories, the craft of telling stories, the theory behind it. Second, I immediately ordered 5 books on storytelling, on the power of myth, Joseph Campbell, but other books about stories from my homeland, Greece, but also from around the world, and I started reading and studying them. And third, I started learning about running evenings, like facilitating workshops, running a story circle, all of the theory and best practices about how to create an experience for a group of people in an evening that they would enjoy. In short, I fully immersed myself in the study of becoming a storyteller, getting ready, learning from mentors, doing all of the research, understanding how to craft an evening, all the different components that would go into creating this experience. Okay, so you may see where this is going. In those many months of intensive preparation to become a storyteller, what do you think is the one thing that I didn't do? That's right, tell a story. I did not tell a single story. It wasn't because I couldn't find a story to tell or learn the story or invite a couple of friends over to my house one night in New York City to tell them the story and then talk about what it meant to them and what they found interesting. I certainly could do all those things if I wanted to, but I didn't because I just didn't think I was ready. But really what that meant, if I was honest with myself, is that I was afraid that I would mess up. I was afraid that I'd invite people over to my house and try to do something that was really important to me, and I wouldn't do it perfectly. I wouldn't be the absolute best at telling a story my first time around. And unless I could convince myself or guarantee that I was, well, I just wasn't going to take that risk. And so what did this cost me? One, I wasn't doing the thing that I wanted. Plain and simple, I wanted to tell stories and I wasn't telling stories, and time was just passing and passing and passing. Two, I wasn't getting better as a storyteller. Sure, I was studying really hard. I was a student of mythology, but what it was costing me was the opportunity to try and to learn and to become a better storyteller by actually doing it. And three, from a psychological, emotional well-being perspective, it was costing me a couple things. For one, I felt totally overwhelmed by this huge to-do list that I'd created that I would need to work through before I could do the thing that I really wanted to do. Right? Before I could actually tell someone a story, I'd have to go through 150 podcasts taking notes. I'd have to read and study and memorize 5 books on mythology. I would have to also read a couple more books and feel like I'd mastered the art of creating an evening and facilitating a gathering. That's a lot of to-dos. And second, I felt really discouraged and demotivated because I'd created this time gap in my mind between where I was now and where I wanted to be. And so look, this example isn't life or death, but I think it illustrates the cost of waiting to be ready before pursuing something that you love. And look, I know it's scary. Putting yourself out there is scary before you think you're ready. Making mistakes publicly is scary, especially for those of us who have created an identity and sense of self built around always being good at whatever it is that we're doing. But in those moments where you find yourself worrying about how you're going to be perceived or judged, worried about making mistakes in front of people, again, ask yourself, what is more important to me? Is it more important that I look good all the time, whatever it is that I'm doing, or that I spend my life doing what I love and being the person who I want to be? Look, I get it. The struggle is totally real. But the truth is that whether we like it or not, the fastest way and the most reliable way to do the things that we love and to become the people that we want to be is by taking action before we're ready. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.